Hello and welcome to this small B1UP e-learning series on special keywords. We'll go through a series of small videos going through the various keywords that you can use in Usability Package. There's of course the dynamic syntax, but this is the other keywords that exist in the system. This first session we are going to go into user and system keywords. So let's jump into Business One. And the way I'm going to do this in this session is just off a function button on a sales order. Doesn't really matter because you can use these special keywords anywhere in your system. All the places you can put dynamic syntax, you can also put these. And the user and system keywords, as I group them here, is, as the name says, things that have to do with the user and things that have to do with the system itself. So these are not things that every time you press a button will change in any way. They will just be there out of the box all the time. So let's quickly make this big so we can see it all and go to them. So what I've essentially done is I've just made a function button that launches a message box that set all the different keywords. And I will press it and we can see the various keywords. I will get rid of it to show you where you get this information and stuff in the real system, and that's it. So the first one is user, and the second one is period. These are the two that also exist for formatted searches. User is nice because it will give you the ID behind the user. Of course, I'm logged in as manager here, but behind the scenes, that is actually user number one in the database. And that's the main reason we have it. We don't really use it for too much. We tend to end up using username instead, which is B1UP specific. So, but since formatted searches had user, we have included it for your ease of use, should you have ever used that. Period is kind of a legacy thing. You can see it gives back -1, and that's because in the old days you needed to choose a specific period before you could work, meaning financial periods. Now they are in flux. They are auto find out which period to use. So for that reason, it doesn't really make sense that that keyword anymore. Would you just have it for backward compatibility reasons? Username is the next one, which says it all. It's manager, it's Brian, it's whatever username you use when you log into SAP Business One. Database name, same thing. This database is called B1UP Training. You can see that as company name a bit further down, but the technical database name is B1UP, and that's the reason why we see that value. Then there's the localization, so the financial localization. So this is a US database. Had you been on a German database, it would have said DE and so on from the various localizations. You tend to use this if you have some kind of template that needs to work in multiple databases. You might want to use a macro that says if the localization is this, do it this way, else do it this way, for example. Company name is mostly used to present to users in print and delivery, emails and stuff, but it's there. Localization we had. Server name, you can see the server name of my system, bitds003, could be used in some kind of name for a file path or something like that. And then there's some dates and times. These are some of the older things that have been in Usability Package, and it's essentially just giving the same format of date and time as it is down here. As you can see, they are the same. So liaison number and system number is also just taken from the system, not really seeing what you can use them for, but when we made all these keywords, it made sense to include all of them in one batch. So those were the keywords I wanted to talk about in this session. Not the most important ones. Username is, of course, very important many times, but beyond that, it's not the one that I used too much. But as we go further along in this series, we will see more and more keywords. And again, You will never find a situation where you need every single little keyword, but having the keywords is the reason for you to be able to do exactly what you want. Thank you for attending this session, and thank you for watching. If you want to have more information about the keywords, you can do it at b1up-it.com/link/keywords, where all the keywords are described. Thank you so much for watching.